Hello, hello, hello. Just waiting for everyone to get in the room from Instagram and YouTube, and then we're going to get started. Hello, Instagram. Hello, YouTube. How you doing? Hi, hi, hi. How are you doing? As you can tell, I feel a whole lot much better today. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Just going to wait for others to get into the room before I get started. Okay. All right, so if you have never been in a live stream with me before, my name is Braille. And what I do, simply put, is I create pedestal wives. I teach women how to date well and also rejuvenate their relationships as a pedestal wife. And today we're going to talk about the art of being desired. And if you're interested in the other videos that I've done with that title, they are in a playlist now on YouTube, and you can go in and see all of them. So I've done the art of suggestion, the art of saying no to sex, and I've done the art to being desired today. And these will all go into the playlist on YouTube. So today we're going to have so much fun because we need to talk about there's a big difference between being desired and being attractive. Being desired will do so much more for you, ladies. Let me go ahead. I'm going to put it in simple terms that you can be able to reflect back on it and be able to get it just like that. When you are attractive, this means a man will cross the room. When you are desired, this means a man will put a ring on it. That is the difference between attractive and being desired. And also, we don't want to get into the definition of it because when you're desired, that means that man's wanting to sleep with you. And when you're attractive, that means you appeal to a person or thing. It doesn't necessarily mean what women are talking about it to be. So we're going to talk about how do you go about being desired, because that is what everyone wants to go to. You want to go with being desired instead of just being attractive. So let's go ahead and start with that it factor, because pretty much women who are desired, they have that it factor. They're able to get attention very easily, and it has nothing to do, I don't want to say not to do with their looks or their dress, but it's a combination of things. And I want to break that down so it's easy to understand. So that if you're thinking, I want to be a woman who's desired, I'm going to help you out today. I'm going to give you that secret sauce that can help you get that it factor. That's going to help you be desired and not just be attractive, because there is a big difference. It's a big difference. Let me go ahead and start with, when it comes to being desired, in the art of being desired, a woman does not chase, she replaces. And this speaks so much to me, because what I do, I hate the fact, one of the things is with social media, everybody has the ability to put their opinions out there. Everybody has the ability to put their thoughts out there. And it's actually, that's a good thing. Variety is a good thing, you all. I'm not knocking that. But when it gets down to when you go to YouTube and you're seeing, oh, if he stops texting, what do you do? That's not being a desirable woman. A desirable woman never chases, she replaces. So when you have that confusing information, women are confused on what is desirable, what makes a man desire you. And if you continue with me and stay to the entire video, you're going to understand what it means. So first of all, let me give you a piece of just a little story, maybe a little story in between, in order for you to understand exactly what I mean when I'm talking about there is a big difference. A desirable woman never chases, she replaces. I don't know if everybody knows Marjorie Harvey, right? I managed to catch a clip where Steve Harvey was talking about her, talking about an incident that happened in their relationship. And he was like, well, he was on the phone, and then next thing he looks and she's walking out with her bags. She told him on the way out, call me when you are, able to make change. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was pretty much along the line of, call me when you know what you want. That is a desirable woman. A desirable woman never chases a man. She replaces him. And this is the reason why titles on YouTube about, oh, let's analyze his mixed signals will never get you to the level of being a desirable woman. Because a woman who is at that level, she never chases a man. The next component to being a desirable woman is they absolutely have balance in their lives. They absolutely have a social circle. They have the core friends. Their relationship doesn't replace everything. That's not what happens with a desirable woman. She knows that she has to have balance. So she doesn't let herself be changed by a relationship. She can be in a relationship. She can be in a friendship. She can go out here and socialize and still hold on to who she truly is. That is a desirable woman. If you're looking to be more desirable, take the tips of being a desirable woman. That is going to help you on your journey. That's going to help you in your relationships with men. That's going to actually help you with your relationship with anybody, because when it comes down to it, people love being around people who are desirable, even if there's nothing more than to look at, even if there's nothing more than just to have a conversation with. People love being around people who are desirable. All right. Another thing that can help you to be a desirable woman is to have great communication skills, have a great mouthpiece, be able to figure out how to make a person feel. When you're able to that level, when you're able to communicate and talk with the person and you're able to tap into their emotions, that is when you become more desirable. Like I said, these tips can work for a woman, man. It works in everyday situations. Go out here and try these tips and DM me, because usually that's what happens. Pedestal wives, you all know, my pedestal wives go out here and try these tips and they're like, it's a different world. It is a different world. So a desired woman has a mouthpiece. That means she knows how to tap into emotion. She knows how to make a person feel. Because the first thing to making a man feel is emotional connection. Once you're able to create that, you're able to do beautiful things within that connection. But you have to get there first. You have to make him feel. And that could be, for some men, that's very easy. For some men, that's hard to do because they have walls up just like women. They're just human. Pretty much, they're human. They're not robots. They're not walking around where they don't feel. They're human beings. And we need to start viewing men as human beings so we're able to tap into those emotions. See, a desired woman does not mind being a sensual being. She doesn't mind this. She doesn't mind being looked at as a sexual being. She doesn't mind. She's not going to go rah, rah, rah because a man starts talking to her in a sexual fashion or says something that's sexual. She knows how to handle that. And that's what's happening. Women have been so far escaped from feminine energy, they don't realize it's natural for you to be sensual. It's natural for you to be a sexual being. It's natural for you to be able to talk about sex because you are sex. Feminine women are sex. They're sex on legs. And when you get around men, they're able to just go there and you start, don't talk about that. I'm intelligent. I want you to see me for my brain. Okay. Desirable women don't have that response. They know how to pivot and get this man to redirect his energy to something else. This is the reason why, if you didn't watch The Art of Saying No to Sex yesterday, you need to go back. It teaches you how to use emotion to have him to back down, to have him to stop trying to be handsy and try to kiss on you. You can slow him all the way down with emotions. But desirable women don't shy away from it. They don't go rah, rah, rah on the man. They don't go, oh, you're supposed to be thinking about my intelligence. Men do not see your big, beautiful brain, baby. They don't. They look at how you look. They look at you as a walking vagina, and they want to get in between your legs. They want to slap cheeks, and they want to get in between sheets. That is what men want. And until you get past that, you're just another. So, and desirable women also know when to be vulnerable. They absolutely know when to be soft. They know when to talk, when to be quiet. They are so tapped in their emotions that they know how to reflect that and use that in conversation. Desired women also know about seduction. Now, y'all know on my page, I've been doing a very big push on teaching women how to flirt because for some reason, I don't know why modern women really believe that the end goal is sex. You don't realize there's so much before that that you need to be working on. And that's the reason why I talk so much about flirting. I talk so much about building sexual intention. I talk so much about how to use his desire. And you can do all of that without giving you can do all of that without even parting your legs. You can do all of that without even showing him a tit. You can do all of that without even showing him some legs. But women don't understand it and think sex is just the end goal. If you're gonna date the way I teach you to date, this means you're gonna have to learn how to flirt. And flirting is an art. It is not something that you able to do successfully overnight. It's trial and error. And guess what? Even if you think you're a master at flirting, there's a man that's gonna come along and he's gonna teach you that you're not, that you're gonna have to adjust to him because what turns that other guy on is not gonna turn him on. And you're gonna learn that very quickly. This is the reason why you need to be quick on your feet, quick in your thoughts, and quick with a comeback. So desirable women understand seduction. They understand hips and lips and honey dips is the bait. That is all it's supposed to be, y'all. It's not supposed to be, let's get straight to them sheets. Let's go ahead and slap some cheeks. Hips, lips, and honey dips are the bait. Your words are the seduction. And this is the reason why I'm constantly talking about flirting, seducing, because you can seduce a man and never give him anything. A man, if you're good at what you do, a man will give you his entire check because it's nothing more than a mind fuck. That's all it is. It's pretty much is a mind fuck. And that's what you're gonna have to learn how to do with men, especially if you're trying to date the way I teach you to date, where you're not slapping cheeks or getting in between any sheets and you're not going directly to sex. Because as long as you're moving that direction, it goes nowhere. Sex before an emotional bond is a dead end. It is a dead end road, will not get you what you want. It is ghetto. I do not recommend. Desirable women do not fix anything or offer advice to a man, period. If this man asks for your opinion, that is different. But a desirable woman does not offer to fix anything for a man or give her opinion. If he says, hey, I want your opinion on it, then that's different. Then you're free to give your opinion. But a desirable woman is not saying, hey, this is how you should do this. I've done it already. This is what you should be doing. That is what a desirable woman would do. Now, for me, since everybody, I don't know if everybody might not know, because I see some new faces up here. I've been married 20 years, going into 21 in August. And my husband never asked me about his corporate job. He never asked me how he should handle his paperwork or a computer issue. Normally, when my husband asks me for my opinion, it has to do with people. And you know why he asked me that? Because usually emotionally, I have that insight. I can kind of tell what that person is doing it for. I can see their motive. I can pretty much tell their motivations and I can relay that to him. And then he's able to go and use the information to help him do his job better. So normally he comes to me about people, not his job. So never offer to fix anything for me or give your opinion if you're trying to be a desirable woman. Desired women are also confident. They are confident in their skin. They're confident in who they are. They're confident in what they want. And they move in accordance of that. They're not wishy-washy. A desirable woman, she decides, I'm going to bag a man who makes 10 million a year. She's bagging that man that makes 10 million a year, period. Because she's confident. And she's going to put herself in certain positions so that man can see her and pursue her. That is what a confident, desirable woman does. She's very confident in her skin. Think back. When was the last time did you move as though you were confident? When was the last time you did something with knowing that you could do it? I'm not waiting on an answer, y'all. I'm not waiting on an answer. I'm checking YouTube and Instagram to see. YouTube, y'all gotta let me know you're there. I can see how many people in the room, but I don't know who's in the room. Come on, speak to me. But a desired woman is confident. She's confident in her movement. She's confident in what she wants. She's not around here saying, oh, I don't want to get married. If she wants to get married, she's going to get married. She's not around here saying, oh, I don't want any children, and pretending like she don't want children, but she goes home crying because she wants a child. She goes and she makes sure she gets married and has her babies. She does what she wants. Desired women have no problem with accepting the feminine aspects of a woman. They love being a woman. They absolutely adore it. They wouldn't even want, if they were to die today and come back tomorrow, they would come back as a woman because they absolutely adore it. They don't mind being feminine. They don't mind wanting to be cherished, understanding that it's okay to receive, having no problem with male attention. A desired woman has no problem with being feminine. And my last and final point, and the reason it's my final point, because a lot of people look at, when they're talking about desired, they're always talking about the look. They're always talking about look, not realizing so much more entails the being desired, being a desired woman, that you have to be able to do the entire, if you even, I ain't gonna say miss a step, because y'all know about me and rules, we don't get along. Me and rules don't get along, which means you make your own rules, you create your own rules for your life, the life that you want. But there's certain things that go to a level of being a desired woman. And the last thing is you need to look the part. You cannot be a desired woman when you look like Busted Becky. You cannot be a desired woman when you look like you just jumped out of the back of a garbage truck. You cannot be a desired woman when you're not willing to look like a woman. You don't like being a woman. You cannot be a desired woman. You're not going to be putting out the right type of energy with that. So if you want to be a desired woman, you're going to have to be able to play into all of these ideals that I just gave you. Of course, you can add some more to it because you want to always create something that's for you. Even if you're listening to me or taking my advice and you're listening to her and them, make sure that you create solves for yourself. Make sure you create something that's going to work for you, something that resonates for you, not just for things that I put out here on the internet for you to do. So YouTube, y'all are not saying anything. So I'm going to get straight into Q&A. And remember, this video will be on YouTube, so you'll be able to go back and replay it and listen to it. But let me go ahead and see what everybody's seeing on Instagram. I forgot. Sorry, y'all. I forgot to cut off the do not disturb. You look great. Thank you, Pastor Wife. I love you. Thank you. Y'all are so sweet. Flirting is Psychology 101. Classes in session. Absolutely. Flirting is psychology, y'all. Flirting is no more than, like I said, like y'all know I don't really like to curse because of my videos are watched, so I don't really like to curse, but pretty much like flirting is a mind fuck. It is psychology. It is getting into the head of a man, especially if you're trying to flirt with him. This is the reason why flirting, you have to actually adjust to each guy, because every guy doesn't find that attractive or he doesn't desire that. So you have to figure out what does he desire, and you have to play upon it. I make this mistake a lot. I'm so giving with advice. Yeah, do not, if you want to be a desired woman, especially if we're in a day and age where everyone wants a masculine man. Everyone wants a masculine man. No man wants to seem like you're trying to be his mother. No man wants you to be trying to tell him, oh, well, you got to do it this way. Oh, it goes that way. No man wants that in his life, and he's not going to desire you. So being a woman who is who's not trying to fix anything or give your opinion, that makes you more desirable to men. I think I've told a lot of you about my story and how I met my husband, and how one of the things that, well, I don't think I did. I don't know if I did. Did I tell you? Y'all let me know if I told you or not, because I don't know if I told you or not, because it actually does play into being desired. It plays into being desired because of the fact that when I met my husband, one, it was a fluke. I wasn't really looking, but I wanted to get married. I wasn't out here on the prowl, as they say. but I wanted to get married. I was gonna get married. I knew that. I just didn't know when, to who, because I didn't have any prospects at that time. I was dating, but none of them felt like, no, they were all a no. All right. One of the things is when we went on a date, on our first date, my first date was a shopping trip and dinner, and shopping trip and a dinner. And we stayed in a small town, so we went to see a movie too. And when we got back to the house, he was like, when he dropped me off to the house. Now this was during the day, y'all, when we didn't have like, oh, you got to protect yourself. Y'all know I speak on protection all the time. I'm telling you, always make sure you protect it. First dates, don't let them know where you live at, that type of thing. But back then, and I stayed in a small town, and I know I had neighbors and people who were looking out for me, that I wasn't as concerned about that. So when he dropped me off on my doorstep, one of the things that he thought he was coming in, y'all. He thought he was coming in. He thought he had impressed me. He thought he had, I went in with bags because I went shopping. When a man, I was never one of those women that said, hey, if you're going to do something for me, I accept it with grace. And I would have never said, oh, you can't do that for me. Because a lot of you were raised with that thought process of, if you take something from a man, you owe him something. I didn't have that thought process. And I suggest you get rid of that thought process also. And if you're struggling with it, you need to go look at The Art of Saying No to Sex, because I addressed on how to get rid of that thought process, how to get rid of that good girl. You got to be you got to be a giver before you're a receiver and stuff. Get rid of that, because that stuff is not going to help you in this lifestyle. That stuff is not going to help you to get the things you want. You will never be a feminine receiver if you're constantly upset about receiving, if you're constantly denying being given something, if you're constantly, oh, I don't want it, because he's going to think I want to sleep with him. He bought me everything I asked for that night. I went on an entire shopping trip, out to dinner, and to a movie for my first date with my husband. He thought that he was going to get something from that. And the reason he thought that, because most women, once they had gotten all of that good treatment and being with a gentleman, they thought they had found the one, and they were busting it open wide. So when I told him, no, we're not ready, and I gave him a kiss on the cheek, and I walked to my door and I locked it and I was gone. He said that was the first thing that made him look at me differently. That made me like, okay, I got to get to know this woman. I got to get to know her, because he had never been told no. Do y'all know how ridiculous that is? That I was the first one to come along and tell him no. I can't even fathom how many women he slept with prior, because they got a bag, they got a new shirt, or they got a new dress, because he's always been generous. He's always been a generous type. So it just blows my mind that women really will go out here because he bought you something. You think he deserves a slice of heaven, a look at your vajayjay, a look at your vagina. And that is not the way the game is ever played. Sex before an emotional bond would never lead to anything. It's a dead end road. So it is weird to me that I was the first to tell him no, but I'm also his wife. Crazy, but it happens. It happens, and it still happens to this day. It truly is still happening to this day. Women get in and they see women, they see other women living a life, and they want that life. And they think that life, in order to get that life, that woman had to bust it open wide. They think that she had to get some cheeks clapped. They think she has to get in between somebody's sheets in order to get it. Not recognizing some women actually got the guy because they knew the game, not because he slept with them. It is very much possible to get a lot of things without sleeping with a man, period. So if we have any Q&A, y'all, this is the time to ask the questions. Because remember, everything I talked about before about being a desirable woman, it will be up on YouTube. So you can always go back to see the video. There's no reason to do a recap anymore, since I'm going to be posting it. I don't see any questions on YouTube, but I see y'all. I see you. You might want to say hello. Don't sit here and stay in the dark, Carol Ann. Come out. Come out. You want this advice, you want this information, don't hide from it. If you want information, y'all don't be scared about asking a question and getting that information. I'm very good about keeping privacy. That is the very reason why I don't say names on my lives, because I know I'm going to repurpose it. I'm not going to say your name. What I will normally say is either pedestal wife or I'll say a wife, because what I'm doing, y'all, a lot of people are like, why you say pedestal wife? I say pedestal wife because I'm speaking into you. I'm speaking into you. I'm sitting here giving you power so you can get the things you want. It's a tactic because I realize that there's power in words. I've been told I'm witty, but how do I turn that into charm when flirting? It depends. Are you being witty to be funny? Are you being witty to get attention? What are you doing to be witty? Because feminine charm is different. I did a whole video on feminine charm and how you can cultivate feminine charm, how you can get this man enticing, enthralled into you. Because when it comes down to it, ladies, you are in control of sex. Men may have control of relationships, but you are absolutely in control of sex. And you being in control of sex, that means you can control the dynamic of the relationship. You can be the undercurrent to the wave. And if you didn't understand that, don't worry, I got you. But feminine charm, I did that video on YouTube. You might want to go check it out, because there's a big difference. If you're trying to be a class clown where you're trying to get him to laugh, that is not your job. That means you're taking over his job. When they say witty, a lot of times you're trying to be funny. That's the reason why you need to know the difference. There's a difference between charm. There's a difference between just trying to be funny and getting him to laugh. Now, there's nothing wrong with making a man laugh, but we don't want that job. We don't want the position of trying to make a man laugh. That means we have to carry the entire date, and you don't want to be in that position. I don't know. I'm just naturally witty. I think I lean towards the humorous side, and see, that's the key. That is the issue. It is because you're trying to be humorous. Don't try to be humorous. If you just happen to be humorous, okay. But remember, you want him to desire you. That's a whole nother category, you all. That's a whole nother category for a woman. When you're thinking about being desired, I want you to think of to the level of Marjorie Harvey, to the level of Lori Harvey, to the level of Marilyn Monroe. That is to the level of desirability that you want. You want to be able to walk into a room and stop it without words being said. And then, see, remember, hips, lips, and honey dips, that's the bait. That's going to draw you in. That's going to say, ooh, look at that. Ooh, I gotta see that. That's the bait. That's going to draw him in. The words is the seduction. Especially if you're going to date. A lot of women that's in my platform, in my community, because I promote it, is not to have sex until you have rings and papers. And since you're going to do it that way, I have to teach flirting. So I do a lot of teaching about flirting and how to, cultivate sensual tension, how to keep him on the edge of his seat. So he's like, oh, I got to get to know her. I want to, I'm going to put a ring on it. Ooh, I'm going to put another ring on it. Ooh, I got some multiple rings on it. But that does lay into confidence too, being able to do that. How to create desire with high-value men when you're not the type in interracial dating. You don't worry about types. Because let me explain to you. If a man is attracted to you, he desires you, types go out the window. Types go out the window when that happens. When man notices you, when man stands up and stands to attention, when man notices there's a beautiful woman in the room, the type goes out the window. So in order to do that, look good. You have to realize that you're the bomb and there's a lid for every pot. Don't put yourself down like that. I don't think she's putting herself down. I think she's just trying to figure it out. Pedestal wife, I know where you're getting. I know where you're coming from. I think she's just trying to, know the difference between type and attraction. And don't worry about type. Because like I said, when man stands up, when man realizes there's a beautiful woman in the room, there is no type. You become the type. Because you're gorgeous anyway, but you become the type, period. My friend attract a lot of men, almost one man per day approach her, but nobody approaches me. It kind of makes me feel like I'm not desirable. I'm 19. How should I deal with this? Hmm, that's interesting because 19 and 20, all the boys come to the yard. I would dare to say, how is your friend attracting these men? Is it how she's dressed? Because you all know I go in all the time. Pedestal wives, y'all can attest to this. I go in all the time about not looking like you just walked out the garbage can, not looking like that you don't care about yourself. How are you presenting yourself? How are you positioning yourself? Because that is super important. Are you walking around with Walmart curtains on, wondering why men are not approaching you? Are you walking around all covered up? Because I'm going to tell you, men love to see a little skin. If you have, there's every woman has that specific part about herself that she absolutely admires. That could be her chi-chis, her legs, even her shoulders. If you admire those things, you need to make sure you're displaying them because you're going to have more confidence when you're doing that. This is the reason why I don't tell women to dress like that they are going to their. I don't want you going out here putting on your Sunday best, then you're going to attract those type of men. I would suggest wearing something that's going to complement your body. Make sure you have there's a 1-to-1 skin ratio. Means we don't have everything, for display. We choose one thing. If we have great chi-chis, we might show them a little bit, give a little peekaboo, but we're not showing anything else. If we have great legs, we're going to show those legs off, but we're not showing nothing else. See, there's a line you have to walk for being. You don't want to come off as trashy, okay? So this reason I said pick a part of your body and make sure your outfit complements that, so you be at your confident best. How to feel more body confident and desirable when you're not where you want to be in weight. Okay, you're gonna have to, even if you're not where you want to be weight-wise, that does not stop the show. You still need to go out and dress your best to complement the shape you currently have and just do the work to get the shape you want. Don't remember, confidence is all a mental aspect. It's a mindset. So that's how you're going to get more confident. You're going to go out and dress to complement your current shape and deal with the guys. You don't have to deal with them on a relationship level. Remember, practice makes perfect. So as they're coming in and they're getting to know you, because it's one thing about having a quantity of guys, it's the quality of guys that matters. So yes, we all know, let's be real, let's be grown women and realize that when you are happy, you're not, and you want to be far as weight, you might not get the guys you won't get. And that's okay. You can practice on the guys that's coming so you can build your self-confidence up. But remember, you're still beautiful, regardless. You're beautiful if you are 10 pounds heavier, 15 pounds heavier, 20 pounds heavier. You lose weight for yourself. You lose weight because I like to look at myself in the mirror and be like, that's awesome. I like to look at myself and love the skin I am. That's the reason why I care about my weight. It's not about a man. It's not about how to get a man. It's not how to attract a man. I absolutely love what I see in the mirror, and that's what keeps me motivated. And that's what keeps me making sure I take care of my body and making sure that I'm at the appropriate weight size. That is the reason why I tell you all, take care of your body. Because regardless, when it comes down to it, we have to be grown women. We have to recognize that when we have weight on us, you're not going to get the quality of men that you want. You may get quantity. You may even get more men. Who knows? Depends on what area you're in too, because all that stuff does play into where you live at. Where are you going? Where are you presenting yourself at? Where are you positioned at for men to see you? But self-confidence, start building that. Start looking in the mirror. Start just, smiling and saying, I look good. And then work on what you want to work on. Don't sit here and work on the weight if you want to work on it. Go out by yourself. Absolutely. Go out by yourself because, I agree with that. I agree with going out by yourself because of the fact that what's going to happen if you're in a whole group of women are competitive. I'm not competing with anyone. If I was going out here trying to freestyle, to get a guy. So I definitely go out by myself. How are you caring? How are you caring for yourself? What does that mean? Even if you aren't where you want to be, you still have to love and care for yourself. I agree with that. You still have to love and care for yourself. You don't want your self-esteem to get knocked. You want to build yourself up. You're still deserving of all things good, regardless of what size you are. If you want to work on it, work on it. Y'all don't know her. That pedestal wife right here, she's gorgeous. Like, but every woman deals with something. Every woman deals with their own set of insecurities and stuff. Even I do. I'm not immune. I'm not immune to it. I just know how to handle it. Is since I'm a teeny bopper. Let me quit. I'm a little older, so I know how to deal with those insecurities and make sure that if I get down on myself, I'm going to make sure that I mentally handle that issue, because I don't want it to affect how I live my life. You do have to have a level of self-confidence in this lifestyle, because when it comes down to it, when you have a great guy, you better be ready. All right, so I don't see any questions on YouTube, or I don't see anything on YouTube. That's funny, because y'all hiding in the dark. Y'all haven't said anything. You watching the video. You here with me in the live, and I can't see who you are, but I can see there's some people there. I say love on yourself how you want to be loved on. Absolutely, love on yourself. Love on yourself. Take yourself out, y'all. I'm so big on having that time with myself. Well, I'll take myself out and spend time by myself and love on myself. And I never ever sit here and talk badly about myself to myself. Some people's conversations with themselves is horrible. Some people sit here and just really, really talk bad about yourself. Just because no one else can hear that you're talking bad about yourself, you know it. And it affects your entire life. And you need to start talking good, say good things to yourself. So take one time a day and say something good to yourself, and then increase it every single day, so that you're actually building your self-confidence. Because what I don't want you to do in this type of lifestyle, I know it requires self-confidence. I know that even flirting with a guy requires self-confidence. You have to have a direction and be able to strategize and know what to say. And I don't want you sitting there saying, oh, well, I can't do it. You can. Every woman on my live, I always say this all the time. Any women that's in my life, they're not average. They're not average. Can you talk more on being a feminine receiver? I think this is a struggle for many women. I did a whole video on feminine receiver. I talked about, I don't want to go through the entire video, because you all, if you go on YouTube, I did the art of being a feminine receiver. That video is there. And that video has so many different ways to receive and learn how to be a receiver. I'm going to give you a little bit of that because I want to go through the entire video. But to be a feminine receiver, you have to realize that it's a wonderful thing to be a giver. But that is also the reason a lot of women are talking about their givers, is because of the fact they have a Christian foundation. You were raised in a church. You were taught all the time to be a giver, not recognizing that receivers are ignored. And they're also in the Bible too. I put that point up on YouTube in that video. It is actually better to be a feminine receiver, because a feminine receiver will multiply anything that's given. When a man gives a woman money, she gives him trust. When a man gives a woman a house, she makes it a home. A feminine receiver always multiplies everything that she's given. And in that video, the art of being a feminine receiver, I talked about the multiple ways that feminine women multiply the things that they are given. And if that will help you to get out of that mindset, realize that being a true feminine receiver, you're going to be able to multiply. So go over to YouTube after this live and definitely check that video out. That is going to help you be able to wrap your mind around the thought process of being a receiver and it being better than a giver. I even address, I address some things that came out of the Christian foundation that women have, and how it's not helpful in certain ways, but it will help you readdress your thoughts and change the way you're thinking. Because being a feminine receiver is better than being a giver. All right, so I don't see any other questions. How do you make clear that you're only interested in courting, not being a girlfriend? You do that in the beginning. You set the tone in the beginning. You're one of those ones, I describe it as being like a butterfly. It's got to be catch me as you can kind of woman. You have to be like, even if in the beginning when you're dating, I would say even on the first date, you need to set that standard. You need to go ahead and lay the groundwork so he knows that, hey, I'm not interested in being a girlfriend. And normally what I did, because I wasn't a girlfriend. I went from dating, courting to marriage. And women are like, how did you do that? I did it by setting in the beginning. I made sure I covered my bum. I made sure that I covered myself. And I covered myself because I knew I was going to be dating multiple people. Dating multiple people requires that. This is the reason why they don't have, they know that they don't have complete access to you. So they're competing to have access to you. But only thing I said was, hey, I just don't respect titles. That's all I said. I said, I don't respect titles. I don't respect girlfriends, boyfriends. What is that? I was very honest about that. And it was like, for real? And see, first thing that comes to a man's mind is like, oh my gosh, I might be asleep with her. She just wants that wham, bam, thank you, ma'am kind of energy. And that's what he thought, right? He thought, I'm going to get it easy because she doesn't have any idea. She's not pursuing a title. And he thought I was one of those walking around with my light bulb off and thinking. He thought I was walking around and not having a flowing thought. So he said, oh, well, she's just one of those free spirits, because I came off as one. I absolutely came off as a free spirit, one who didn't like rules, and I still don't like rules to this day. And I was able to portray that to him. So he thought, hey, she's going to be easy. I'm going to get a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And then I'll be able to go home and stunt to my boys. That's what he thought. And now he married me. Because of the fact that, like I said before, men don't mind competing. They absolutely do not mind competing for a woman as long as that woman is worthy. All right, so YouTube, y'all still playing games. I don't know why y'all are not saying anything. Y'all are listening, but y'all are not saying anything. Instagram got all the questions today. All right, so do we have any other questions, you all? Because if not, I'm going to get ready to end this show. And you can definitely go back and watch The Art of Being Desired on YouTube. All right, so I'm giving you a second to, okay. How about the psychology of flirting? Do I have a video for flirting? Petals to Wives, do I have a video for flirting on my page? Because I don't know if I do. I think all of my flirting content, y'all, where I teach women how to flirt, that's in my course. I think that's in my course. I don't have any content about how to flirt, but flirting, psychology of flirting. Flirting is hard to explain. I'm more of a person who thinks on their feet. Normally, I can come off the top of my head with stuff. I've covered flirting, but I think I did it online, but I did put those videos in my course. It is basically being able to flirt well is one, you're gonna have to learn how to practice. Two, you're gonna have to kind of get a feel of the guy. You're gonna have to feel what kind of like what piques his interest. Usually men are more of cues than communication. They're more like, oh, they might lean a little bit more into you. They might try to invade your space. They do more of that than they talk. They're not good communicators. So in order to be able to flirt effectively, that's how you flirt. You're gonna have to really, really get kind of basically in his sauce, a little closer, talking to him. You know what? I'm gonna give you the same example I gave when I did that flirting video. One of the best ways, if you don't know how to flirt yet, y'all, let me go ahead and tell you how to flirt, how to easily flirt. And you can do this today. How you can easily flirt with a guy, listen to him. Listen to him. That's how you can start flirting. That's how you can practice. Just start listening to a guy. Pick a guy, any, mini, mighty, mo, sit down and just listen. And just give you little cues that you're listening. Mhm. Don't say anything. Pedestal wise, y'all remember when I posted that little meme or a post where a woman had posted about the fact that she was listening to a man and he wanted to immediately go and plan a second date? Flirting starts with listening. So let's start there. If you want to start flirting today, go pick any, mini, mighty, mo, and sit down and listen to him. Because women talk more, you say more words in one sentence, and you don't give him a time to even speak. A lot of men are surprised when they come around a woman who allows them to speak and they just listen. And that is attractive to men. So if you want to flirt, start there. Just start listening. And I'm going to probably do some more content on flirting because there's a big difference in the type of flirting too. But yes, I've done a lot of videos in flirting because I know it's essential to playing this game. It's essential to keeping it going, especially if you're not trying to give up them cheeks. If you're not trying to give up the cheeks, you better learn how to flirt. You better learn how to keep that man on the edge of his seat. You better learn how to keep that man, like, oh, I wonder what she's going to do. I wonder what she's going to say next. I wonder what's going to happen. Y'all think y'all have to, y'all really think, I think y'all think you have to do outrageous things to keep a man on the edge of his seat when it's actually simple things that actually do it for most men. It is simple confidence. It is simple being able to listen. It is simple being able to, opportune times, knowing when it's the perfect time to have his attention to flirt. I've been told that I'm a flirt. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm absolutely a flirt too. I'm absolutely a flirt too. And now it's so natural that I don't even think about when I'm doing it. All right, so if we don't have any other questions, production is like, are you about to be done? So y'all gotta get in there. If you got another question, because I'm gonna hit that button, I'm gonna go. All right, so I don't see any other questions. Thank you, Pastor Wise, for being in the building. Thank you for, spending time with me. Believe me, I do not take it for granted that you chose to spend some time with me. And remember, if you want to go and watch the playback of this video, just go to YouTube. It should be there as soon as it's posted. And I have a whole playlist. At this point, the art of being desired, the art of saying no to sex, the art of suggestion. The art of suggestion is basically how to put things in front of a man and have him go buy it using psychology without asking. So that is a very good one. A lot of people are loving that video. So go and check it out. Go check out the YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, you should go and subscribe. I am trying to build the YouTube community. But thank you, Pedestal Wise, for showing up. And thank you for, just being here with me. I appreciate it. I love seeing familiar faces in the building. And I will see you all on Friday. Oh, before I go, make sure you pay attention to my stories. The stories will go up tomorrow and you can vote on your topic. That means on Friday, I do Pedestal Wife's topics. I do the topics that you choose. And that is what's going to happen on Friday. I'm going to do that topic that you vote for, and I'm going to do a video around it. If you're looking for some more information, you want to go and, a lot of the things I talked about today, I've already done those videos. Those are on YouTube. If it's not on YouTube, it's in my course. If you're interested in having access to flirting, creating sexual tension, desire, and remember, my entire community, I built this by talking about the fact not giving those cheeks up. I do not say, I don't believe you should have sex before you get married if you want everything. If you want everything, don't have sex before marriage. So I will catch you all Friday, and I'll see you on the next one.